Hello and welcome to the Blossoming Soul Tarot. So today's video, it's one that I really enjoy doing, which is monthly predictions. As you know, we are going towards the end of the month, so it is time to do the general monthly prediction for the month of May. Again, I am very excited for this one because I really enjoy doing monthly predictions. And if you've been watching my videos here on the channel, you will definitely know that. As usual, and as you can see, I have 3 cards for you to choose from. These were randomly selected, and whatever information they have, that is going to be the base for your reading. For today, I have 3 crystals on top of these cards that are supposed to kind of guide you a little bit more on deciding which group you want to choose. So you just have to choose between group 1, 2, or 3. Group number 1 has this stone right here, which is the pyrite. I will give you a little close-up just for you to see it better. I hope this is good enough. There you have it. Then group number 2 has the black tourmaline. There it is. And group 3 has the malachite. So now you just have to choose between one of these 3 groups. The timestamps are down below in the description, so make sure you pause the video if you need more time to choose from one of these cards. Now let me just give you the usual disclaimer. This whole reading may not resonate to all of you, which is normal. Don't be too scared if something doesn't make sense or doesn't resonate, because this is a general reading. As you know, it is meant for a broad audience, so it's never going to be very specific. But have fun with the reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because I am 100% sure that in the group that you choose, you're gonna find a very important message, at least, that is going to help you somehow in your situation. So enjoy the reading, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if this reading was helpful to you in any way, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my videos. I would be very happy and thankful if you did, because that would mean that I am doing a good job and that you are enjoying the readings, which is what I aim for the most. Yeah, now without further ado, let's hop on to the video. Hi everyone, and welcome to your reading. So let me just grab the pyrite and put it right here on the side, and let me see what's on your first card. The Devil. Okay, so this is a very interesting card to start off with, and that is because this is a major arcana card, so it is a very important card in your reading. If you've been watching my videos, you will know that I put a lot of my time, and I give a lot of importance to the first card that you have, because I always feel like that is going to be the base for how your whole reading is going to develop and how it's going to turn out. So today we are starting off with the Devil. So what I can see here in the Devil is that in your month of May, you are probably going to be tempted with something that you're maybe not supposed to do. This could be anything. It could be a different situation for all of you, but what I definitely see is that you are going to feel like you should go towards a certain path or accept something that at the same time you feel like it's wrong. And maybe for some of you, this could not be the case. Maybe for some of you, there is another meaning behind this card. And what I feel that the second meaning could be is that you might be feeling attached to something in a quite of a negative way, let's say, and you feel like you can't let go of that. It could be a situation, it could be a thing, it could be a person. It could be a relationship, for example. Again, it's going to be different for all of you. And I think that you are feeling stuck on something and you are feeling too attached to something. But if that's the case, group number one, what I can tell you, and the message that the universe really wants you to hear, is that you are not attached to that. That is just psychological because, I mean, this is not the classic tarot deck, but on the classic one, the Devil card also has a man and a woman, and their situation is that there are in chains, but you can see that those chains are just like, it looks like they are attached to something or stuck to something, but they're actually not, because those chains are actually not connected to that thing. So it's something that you just feel. It's not something that is the reality. So you might feel like you're too attached to something or to someone, or that you can't let go of something, but that's not the case. That is just on your mind, group number one. And I think the universe really, really wants you to keep that in mind. So from these two very different situations, try to see which one resonates the most with your with you, and we will see on the rest of the reading what else we can find out about what's going to happen during the month of May, and especially regarding this situation right here with the Devil. And that's why I'm going to shuffle the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, which is the one that we are using today. So let's see, group number one. May general prediction. Let me try to get at least one or two more. Okay, we actually got a little bit more cards that I was expecting, but we can work with that. Let me just put this one here on the side. So we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. So let me see if I can fit all of these cards here on the screen, because there are a lot of cards. But yeah, I guess that's more or less okay. So the Devil was your first card, and you also have two Wands cards, one Pentacles cards, and one Cups card. So you have a lot of different things going on here, group number one. So what I can say right away is that your month of May is going to be very exciting because there's going to be a lot of things going on. Maybe some of them are not going to be the easiest, and from what I can see here, the beginning of May is going to be the most difficult time for you to go through. But I don't see anything actually bad happening. I just see a lot of things going on and you feeling a little bit overwhelmed with everything, but things will ease a little bit towards the end of the month. So I don't think you have to worry too much about the month of May, group number one. But let's move on to the Eight of Wands right here. So the Eight of Wands, again, is all about feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything that's happening around you. The Eight of Wands is about things happening at a huge speed, and you feeling like almost things and situations are taking on a life of their own, and it's just, the situation is just gaining momentum and you can't stop it. So you might be going through one of those moments in May, group number one. But what the universe wants you to know is that something in your life is going to start moving fast. And this is going to be different for all of you. So if there is something that you started or something, some plan or idea that you put in motion, then this card is a very good sign, because it means that whatever you are starting or kicking off with, it's going to happen your way. So it's going to go exactly how you wanted it to go. If you start feeling a bit like you are being swept off your feet and things are happening too fast and you can't control anything, if that's the case, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, just like I said. It's just that you might feel a bit overwhelmed, because it's almost like it's a kind of a new beginning in a sense, and it's just very exciting. I see that there is something very exciting happening here. So if this card is coming after the Devil, I think that one of the things that might be happening or going to happen, group number one, is that there is some kind of thing that you are addicted to, or something that you are obsessed about, or a bad habit that you have and that you want to change, or unhealthy decisions that you made or are making. So maybe the case is that you are starting to realize that you want to quit those habits or addictions or whatever is the situation that you are in. And maybe this card just means that you are starting to take those bad habits or bad things out of your life. And this card is coming to say that everything is happening and is going to happen your way. And everything is going to go well. So I think you must be very happy to hear that, if this is the case for you, group number one, because it's always very difficult to quit a habit, especially a bad one or one that doesn't serve us anymore. And if that's the case for you, I think that this card is just here to say that if you set that in motion, it's definitely going to go your way. So again, these two cards may have separate meanings for some of you, but for others, I think this might be the case. The situation that I just used to almost like exemplify what could be happening. So also, honestly, since all the cards came up, there was one that really caught my eye, because it was the one that was facing upwards, which is the Two of Cups that we have right here, as you can see, right in the middle. And the Two of Cups is just it's just a beautiful card overall, just like the Ten of Pentacles that you have right here as well. I mean, they're both cards that emanate a lot of love and a sense of being comfortable and happy and calm. Those are two very, very beautiful cards. And group number one, for some of you, I will have to say that if you're interested in someone, group number one, what I can say is that I think it's gonna go well, because with the Two of Cups right here, that means harmony of two people getting together and being happy and falling in love with each other. So if you are with someone, or if there is a big step that you are taking with that person, or even if you just met that person but you really want things to work out, I think this card right here just means that between you and the person that you're interested in, or your partner, I think that things are gonna go very, very well in the month of May. Because again, this card is all about attraction and compatibility in partnership. Because as you can see, they are on a date, they are cheering up to life and to everything that there is good. And if you are worried about your love life currently, group number 1, I don't think there's much to worry about, because everything is going to turn out just fine, at least from what I can see here and from what the universe is telling me. And if you're asking yourself, is this relationship worth hanging on to? Is this relationship good for me? Then if you are looking for that answer, I think that you might already feel that in your heart, because, I mean, from what I can see here, you already can feel that the relationship is good. I just think that, because I always believe that the cards are connected somehow. So I think that with the Devil right here, I feel like it could also be the case that you are kind of, how can I explain? You feel like you are not good enough for this person, or you feel like this person doesn't like you, or you're tempted to just go in a different direction, or maybe you're tempted to take things too fast. And these cards are just telling you that you have to let yourself go with the flow, because once all this situation is set in motion, there's not much you can do, but the outcome is going to be great. Because for the most part, the Two of Cups is always a positive card, usually about a relationship that is based on trust and respect. And I mean, that's a good thing no matter what relationship we are talking about. What the universe wants you to say is that whatever relationship you might be worried about right now, you must know that it's going to work out. Let me just take a second to change these candle. So there it is. Let's continue with the reading. So we just finished talking about the Ten of Cups. I already mentioned the Two of Cups, and I already mentioned the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, I'm not going to go too deep into that one, but that is only because I already mentioned pretty much everything that's happening around here. If you're seeking for harmony in your family, in your relationships, May is going to bring that for you. As long as you let things unfold and you let yourself be involved in whatever activities they want to do, and just being there for them and enjoying the moment, pretty much. And yeah, the Ten of Pentacles is just a card that is about being and feeling comfortable and safe among your loved ones, and I feel like you're gonna have a lot of that in May. Group number 1 is going to be a month that you are going to feel loved. That is for sure. And before we start going on to the oracle cards, let me just finish here with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about keeping your focus on something. It's all about hard work and putting in the effort to achieve whatever you want. As you can see from the image, this witch is looking at the universe, is looking at the horizon, and she is just like, you can't really see what she's aiming the wand at, but there is some kind of energy on this card that she's being pulled towards a certain direction, and whatever it is, it's going to be good, it's going to be exciting. And as you can see, she also has 2 other wands here attached to her belt, just in case she needs them. So this really gives me the feeling that whatever is the adventure that you're embarking on, you have everything that you need to face that adventure. And The only thing that you are going to be worried about is whether you're focused enough in order to achieve what you want. The Three of Wands, I mean, if you've been working towards a certain goal for some time, the Three of Wands is a good indication that you are getting close to achieving that. So in the month of May, if you've been working on a certain project or a relationship even, or if there's something on your workplace that is not going the way you want it, but you've been really working hard in order for it to change to a better situation, let's say, then this is a very good card to appear here on the reading group number 1, because I mean, whatever you do, this is the universe telling you not to give up right now, because you are getting close to achieving that goal. And of course, I mean, the problem with being so focused on a particular goal that you have is that it can be easy for you to miss something that is happening around you. And it could be the case that you are so focused on something that you're not paying too much attention to your family or your friends. So the universe is just telling you that although you are focused on a certain goal, on achieving that goal, don't forget the ones that love you and that give you the support for you to feel good, which is always very, very important. Sometimes you forget about that. And you might want to ask yourself if you have been looking too much into just one direction, and maybe you should look at the big picture too. But anyhow, I mean, the Three of Wands is a very positive card, and is a card that just shows that you are very, very focused on something. And I'm sure that each and every single one of you, group number 1, will know what I'm talking about. But there is definitely something that's been on your mind a lot, and whatever that is, in terms of goals, of course, whatever that is, just know and be aware that it's gonna come your way. Group number 1, I think you're gonna start feeling that more towards the end of the month, but I definitely don't think that this is something that is going to happen very, very, very soon, in the sense that, of course, you are going to, how do I say, feel like you are a lot more focused on a certain goal. But I think that this is more of like a call to attention from the universe to tell you to, of course, stay focused on your goal, but also look at the big picture. So now that we already talked about your tarot cards, I'm gonna grab the Wisdom of the Oracle deck to see what other information we can get. So group number 1, May general prediction. Okay, we have one card already. Let me see if I can get another one. Okay, that was fast. It destroyed everything, pretty much, half of it. But that's fine. Let me see if I can get this more or less straight. Okay. So we have Yang and the Fates. So the Yang card really makes sense here on the beginning of your reading, and that is because Yang represents the masculine energy, and it's almost like things are moving and you have the power to make things happen, and it is time to take action. And again, that makes a lot of sense because you have the Eight of Wands right here, which I mentioned that for some of you, it could be about you almost having set a certain situation in motion, even though you didn't realize it maybe. And the Yen card is just here to tell you that whatever you are manifesting and whatever you are trying to start putting in motion, let's say, it is happening, group number one. There is no other way. There's no reason to complicate this a lot. It's going to happen. Whatever it is that you are setting in motion and putting yourself up to, it's going to happen. And it is, if you're having doubts, and if this motion is something that you have control of, then this is the time to take action. The beginning of May is the time for you to take action. And you also have here the Fates. And the Fates, just like the card says, is about fate, it's about karma, about your destiny, and almost like accepting that there are things that you cannot really change. But it's always good to be aware of what those things are, because you might not be in control of everything, which is what the Three of Wands also gives me the sense of, which is like you feel the need to be in control of all situations, and sometimes you are so focused on something that you lose control of everything and then you don't know what to do. This might be a weird one to talk about, but I have felt like this before, so I guess everyone has felt like this before, that you are so overwhelmed with something that you don't really know what to do and you can't really see the things that are around you. And this card right here is pretty much telling you that there are things in life that you will never be able to control, and I think that's also about the Eight of Wands right here and the Devil. But I mean, you might not be able to control everything, but you have to find among that specific thing that you can't control, what can you actually be aware of that can help you moving forward. And I mean, you might not understand why certain events occurred or why certain situations happened, but you can accept that those are the circumstances that you're in and trying to understand what they have to teach you and how can you learn from them and take that situation into your advantage. So I think that this could be also about the Devil right here. The Fates card could be related to the Devil as well, because sometimes you feel like you are so focused on something and addicted to something that you forget about everything else. So I think that these two cards may also be connected, or maybe if that's not the case, think about something that happened to you or that is going to happen to you in May. Then at the time you may remember this. At that time you think of something that happened and you can't really understand why. That might be fate, that might be karma. So just have this card in mind, and whatever certain situation happens, which could be this right here, whenever that situation happens, just don't try to control everything, because you won't be able to do it, at least from what I can see here. Just try to learn from it and understand how you can get it to play to your favor. Which is a little bit different from controlling something. So this is not a love reading, of course, this is a general reading, but on the general readings, I also like to talk a little bit about love, just for you to have a general idea about what's going to happen in May regarding your love life. I already mentioned a couple of things here, so I am pretty much sure that for you, group number one, there is going to be something important about love happening for you in May. And that's why I also have here the Whispers of Love Oracle deck, which is also, at least I hope so, going to give me an idea, a more specific idea of what's going to happen for you in your love life. However, I'm not going to go too much into it, and that's because next week we are going to have, as usual, your love life's monthly prediction for May. So if you want to know more about your love life, then don't forget to be here next week for that video as well. Because yeah, if I went too deep right now onto that theme, then I mean, this reading was gonna last an hour, I guess. So I really want to keep those separate in a sense that I will only go way deeper into that in next week's reading, as I usually do. But I still always like to include something related to love on the general one, just for you to have an idea if the next week's reading is going to help you in some kind of way, and if it's something that you're interested in. So I already have your 2 cards from this group. I'm gonna put them right here. So this is the first one. It says forgiveness. And this is the second one, which says speak the language of love. So this is totally messed up. So I guess that's a little bit better right now. So forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Okay, so I'm starting to see a whole story right here, group number one. So I really think that you might be definitely interested in the more specific love reading for the month of May. But what I can tell you right now, and from what I can see from the cards that I have now, is that there is something from your past that you are a little bit attached to regarding love. Something that really hurt you or disappointed you. This could be related to the person that you're with right now, but I think that for a huge part of group number one, this is going to be about a different person. This is going to be about someone in your past that hurt you with a certain situation, but you still feel kind of attached to that situation, and that is not allowing you to move on with the person that you're interested in, maybe. So that could be the case, group number one. So I don't know, just try to think about it and see if that's the case. And if that's the case, then I guess this is just a message from the universe telling you that you have to forgive yourself, and you have to forgive that person as well, in a sense. Like, there is no good thing coming out of keeping on blaming someone from your past, because time is not going to go back. There's nothing you can do about it, and you just have to let the things from the past stay where they belong, in the past, and just enjoying the moment, because sometimes we are focusing so much on past disappointments and hurts that we don't enjoy the present moment, and the universe really doesn't want that to happen for you, group number one. Then you also have here, speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So maybe this person that you're interested in, or I don't know, maybe a friend of yours, someone that is close to you, is probably going to make you see and understand that you deserve to receive love, and that good things are happening to you, because sometimes very good things are happening to us, but as we are so attached to like the bad things from the past or whatever, that we don't really enjoy it, and we can't see them by ourselves. And there is definitely someone that is going to help you see that. See that there are good things that can happen to you and that you will be able to trust someone. So lastly, I'm gonna grab the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, which I have right here, which is, as the name says, about self-care. And I always like to use this deck on the general monthly predictions. I use it every single time, and I'm gonna keep using it because self-care is something very important and that we always forget about. It's usually not a priority in our lives because we have so much to think about that we don't even bother to think about our own self-care. But I think this is very important, and that's why I like to bring this deck as well. So let's see what you have as an advice for self-care in the month of May. So you have use your hands and nourish your temple. So use your hands is all about crafts. It's all about you taking time to experiment and use your hands in order to create something. This could be painting, it could be I don't know, it could be anything. Just use your creativity and try to do something new, something that you've never done before. Maybe join a class or a workshop if you've been thinking about that. Do that during the month of May. Try to find out what things are going on in your city in terms of this kind of workshops and activities. Or I don't know, just maybe if you were someone who for a while was interested in some kind of craft, but then you stopped, maybe this is a sign from the universe telling you that you should go back to it and give it a try again. So yeah, I think this is very exciting, group number one, because you may be going back to a certain activity or a certain hobby that you really enjoyed doing, and that's always something great. There are a few things that I really enjoy doing, but I never have time to do them, or I forget about it and decide to do other things. But sometimes I think like, oh, maybe I should go back and do that again. So this is the universe telling you that May is the time for you to do that. Then you also have nourish your temple. So by temple, this of course means your body, and your body needs to be nourished because it's everything that you have pretty much, group number one. And sometimes we're not aware of that, and we don't take care of our temples, of our bodies. And this could be that you should, I don't know, maybe start eating healthier. Maybe that's something that you've been thinking about, that you want to eliminate certain things from your diet, or you want to start eating certain products that are better for you. Just keep in mind that May could be a great time for you to start eating healthier, for example, and that way nourishing your temple from the inside out, because food is what you put inside your body, and sometimes we don't even have, we are not conscious enough about what we eat, and that's something that I think most of us have to work on. I think May could be a great month for you to start thinking more about that. I think the reading is already a bit longer than I expected. There were a lot of tarot cards and a lot of informations. The monthly predictions are always a bit chaotic like this because there are a lot of things going on. It's about a whole month. But don't forget to like the video if something resonated, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought, what resonated. I always like to read your comments, and I try my best to reply to them. Sometimes I can do it quicker than other times, but I always make sure that I do it. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading. So let me just put your black tourmaline here on the side, and see what is going to be your first card for the month of May. So it is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is all about the issues that usually come up when you work together with other people. So it could be that in a certain situation, either on your workplace or at home or with friends, I don't know, this is just the first card, so I have no idea what's this about exactly. I hope to get more information with the next cards when I shuffle the deck again. But from this card only, I can definitely say that there's going to be some kind of disagreement in the month of May for you, group number 2, but don't be too worried about it, because I don't see it as being something big. I just see that this is almost like an advice from the universe, because of course letting you know that you're gonna have an argument with someone, it doesn't help a lot. It just gives you a little bit of worry, let's say. But I think what the universe wants with this card is to let you know that, like it happens in this card, if you can see that the cauldron that they have is boiling and is starting to put flames on the ground, which is starting to burn, and a lot of things are starting to happen around because they're arguing and they're not paying attention to this. So I think this is just an advice from the universe to almost like telling you that you shouldn't take your eyes off whatever you're doing or whatever you're focused on or whatever you have to do or want to do because of someone else. So if the Five of Wands shows up in a reading, like I said, it usually means that you are dealing with some kind of situation that is involving other people, like you can see here on the image. And sometimes when you are trying to work on something and other people start to give their opinions and all that, and sometimes they really have the right and should give their opinions, but sometimes an argument starts, or there are a lot of words being exchanged and a lot of things happening, and you start to deviate your attention from what is actually important, and you start focusing on the argument itself. And again, I think this is just the universe telling you that whatever this situation is going to be, whatever it is, with whoever it is, always keep in mind what was the first reason for that argument, because you have to go back to it, and you shouldn't spend too much time thinking about exchanging opinions and being mad about it, because it's not going to solve anything. Of course, you can't make other people behave in a good way or not arguing with you, but what you can do is that you can make sure that you are not making things worse. And I think this is just what the universe is telling you, is that whatever is going to happen, you have to be the one who's going to keep your focus on what really matters and call the others to some reasoning, let's say, for them to see, like, there's no point on doing this, let's work together. And I think you are going to be the person who is going to be able to do that. So this is starting very interesting. Group number 2. So I'm just gonna shuffle the deck, which I'm already doing, which is the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. That's the one that I'm using. So let me see. Group number 2. Let me try to get another card. Okay, that was quick. So let me just put the card right here. we have the Hierophant, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Magician. Let me try to put the cards straight, or more or less straight. So you have two major arcana cards, which are the Hierophant and the Magician right there. We already talked about the Five of Wands. You also have the Ten of Pentacles right there, which I feel like this is a very interesting set of cards, honestly. Group number 2, and I'll tell you why in a second. So the Hierophant right here is usually, how can I explain this card? I always have trouble explaining this card, to be honest. Because for me, the Hierophant, it's usually represented by a religious figure somehow, but I see it as a teacher, as a mentor. And I feel like this card is here to really emphasize the fact that there is going to be a situation in which you will have to be the mentor. You will have to be the teacher almost. Because whatever argument is happening around you, whatever fuss is happening, whatever fuss people are doing, I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you, of course. You will be the one that is going to stay calm and really focus on what really matters, which is the Ten of Pentacles right here, which is about being connected and being comfortable and feeling safe together. And I think that for some of you, this is going to be about work. And for others of you, this is going to be about your personal life. This could be with your partner, with someone else from your family or your friends. But you are going to be the one that is going to keep everyone together and everyone united, because you are going to be the one who is teaching you and who is leading the way and showing others how to do things right. This doesn't mean that the universe is saying that you are Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all. It's just saying that you are going to be the one that in a certain situation that is going to happen during the month of May, you are going to be the one that is going to take charge and try to bring those people together and to make them understand how to work together. And sometimes the Hierophant it represents your own inner wisdom, and is guiding you to the next step along the path. Sometimes it's not someone that really exists, let's say, someone that is in your mind. And I feel like here, it's not just that you are the person that represents the Hierophant, you are going to have to use your, I guess that's actually the word, inner wisdom, in order to get people to work together and to get along in a certain situation. Yeah, I think with what I just said, I just read this two cards. I don't think I'm going to go too deep on the Ten of Pentacles. Like I said, it's just that feeling of being safe and being in harmony with everyone around you. But I think that this, like I said, is just to reflect on your ability to bring everyone together. And I think the Magician is also here for a reason. After these three cards, which I feel like they are telling a story. And if you've been listening closely to what I just said, you will see that this is telling a story. And the Magician is here to close that story. And I'm saying that because the Magician is usually all about you knowing that you have all the tools that you need to accomplish your goals, to accomplish what you need. Because as you can see, he has a lot of things here on the table. As you know, the tarot suit are wands, pentacles, cups, and swords. And as you can see here on top of his table, he has all of them. So he has everything that he needs in order to achieve his goals. And this is the case for you. This could be that your goal is to get everything together, or it could be that your goal is something completely different and this is a card that is completely separate from this. But whatever the case is, group number 1, what I can tell you for the month of May is that whatever you are thinking, if you're doubting yourself on something, there is no need to do that, because you have all the tools that you need in order to achieve whatever you want in your life. And the Magician really represents your own capacity and ability to use all the things that you have in your hands in order to be creative and to create that change that you really want in your life. So I feel like there is something that you want to change, that is something that you want to do differently, or a certain goal that you want to achieve. And this is just the universe telling you that you do have all the tools to make that happen. So now let's find out what else is going to happen for you in May, group number 2. So that's why I am already shuffling the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, just to see what other informations we can get. So, okay, we have one card already. Let me see if I can get another one. Okay, there we go. So, okay, so I think these are two very interesting cards. Group number 2. Let me just try to put this right here. Because as you will be able to see in a second, you have new life and time to go. So I believe that these two are together, because let me start here with new life. I guess there is not much to say about it. There is not much explanation that I can give you. But what I feel is that you are going to embark in a new adventure. You are going to start a new life somehow. And this new life can be various things, because new life can be very general. And although this is a general reading, I want to try to be a bit more specific for you. And new life just means that something new is coming into your life. It could be that you are going to have great ideas and you are going to start developing them, which could make sense because you have the Magician right here. And it could be that this is the universe telling you that you have all the tools that you need to make this happen, this great idea that you have. It could be about an opportunity that is going to come up for you, group number 2. And that if you are doubting yourself somehow, the universe really wants you to know that you have all the skills and all the capabilities to embark on this new opportunity, if that's the case for you. Or this could just be about almost like renewing yourself in a sense. So almost like, how can I explain this? Bringing to life a different side of yourself, but a good one. Don't worry. You are not going to turn to a monster or something like that. If this is the situation, you almost kind of renewing yourself and becoming a little bit different in certain aspects. That is definitely going to be for the best. And then you also have here time to go. So if you are having doubts or second thoughts on whether you should leave something behind in order to start this new life or take this new opportunity or start with this new idea, if you're having doubts on whether you need to let go of whatever is keeping you from doing it, then don't let it keep you from doing it, because this is the universe really telling you that it's time to go, it's time to move forward, it's time to embark on this new journey in your life. And these are very, very powerful words for May, group number 2. So just be aware that May is going to bring you a lot of challenges, but the kind of challenges that are going to bring you and are going to turn into opportunities. It could be just as simple as a certain challenge that presents to you, and you think that, okay, I can't deal with this, but then you actually take a step forward and you do deal with it because you feel like you can. And even if you don't feel like you can, you feel like you should do it. And once you do it, you feel like, oh, well, I did have the skills to deal with that. And I did have the tools to deal with that. So maybe I'm capable of more than this. So this could be as simple as that. This whole new life situation. It could be as simple as that. So again, whatever that situation is, doesn't really matter what it is. What matters is that whatever happens, you will have all the tools that you need. So now let's move on to the Whispers of Love Oracle. I know, of course, this is not a love reading, but that is going to be next week as usual. Last weekend of the month is going to be your general love prediction for May. But you know that on the general prediction, I always like to give an idea of how your month is going to look like in terms of love. Just for you to see if, next week's reading could be something that interests you or not. So let's try to get just a couple of cards to get an idea of what's going to happen for you. So let's see if we can get enough. Okay. So they pretty much destroyed everything. So let me just try to put it straight, at least as much as I can. Okay, so you have forgiveness and take a chance on love. So, group number 2, forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. So regarding your love life, what I can see here is that, it's quite interesting because group number 1 also got this card. So if you're not resonating too much with this reading, or you feel like there are some messages there are missing, I always do this when I feel like the reading is too specific or too generic, and some cards you have in common with another group. I always mention that in case you want to check it out, and in this case it was group number 1. So if you are not connecting too much with this reading, then maybe that is because there are a few important messages for you on group number 1. So with forgiveness, I feel like there is something that you're holding on in terms of what happened to you in the past, and that is kind of keeping you from living the present moment in your love life. So it could be that, for example, you met someone recently, but you are too scared of moving on and moving forward with that person because you are too scared of what might happen. And this is just an advice from the universe telling you that you can't let your past control your present nor your future, because that is never good. The past should stay whatever it belongs, which is in the past. Then you also have take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. So these two cards really make a lot of sense together because, as I said, you shouldn't hold on to past disappointments or hurt, and you should definitely take a chance on love. And if you're interested in someone, then this is the universe really giving you the green light, telling you to not look at that person with the eyes of someone that is still a bit hurt from their past, or who is not able to trust fully on someone because of something that might have happened in the past actually. Yeah, this is just the universe telling you to live more in the present moment and taking a chance on love. So this might be that in May you might be meeting someone, or maybe you will be finally ready to take that chance with someone. So yeah, maybe you will find out more about that on next week's reading. But I mean, I think this is already very good information regarding your love life. So if you can't watch the next reading, which is specifically about your love life, I think you already got some important information. So lastly, I'm gonna grab the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, which is a deck that I like to use in every single general reading for every month. And that is because self-care is something that is really important that we always forget about. So I just want to see what the universe really recommends that you pay attention to and dedicate yourself to during the month of May. Okay. So you have plan a vacation. And you have use your hands. So I think that this is another sign that it could be worth to check out group number 1's messages as well, because they also had this card right here, use your hands. So like I said to them, I'm gonna say to you, this is all about getting crafty and working with your hands and doing things with your hands. And I just feel like if you've been thinking about joining a certain class or workshop on a certain craft, then May is going to be the right time for you to do it. If, for example, you used to dedicate yourself to a certain hobby that was related to using your hands, like any of the things that you can see here, then this is just a message from the universe telling you that May could be a great timing for you to go back to it. It's also something very relaxing usually, so it could be that you are in the need for something to relax you, and that this could be a good solution for the month of May. Then you also have plan a vacation. So May could be either a great month for you to just grab your stuff and go somewhere that you have been planning and wanting to go for a long time, or maybe you have planned a vacation for May and this is just a sign that, I mean, that vacation is something that you really, really needed. So don't even think about canceling it or not enjoying it because of work. Just turn off everything that you can and just focus on enjoying that vacation. Or if this is not the case, then maybe May is a good time for you to start planning your next vacation to a destination that you really wanted to visit. For example, planning a vacation can also be very interesting because you learn a lot about that destination. Yeah, I think these are the advices from the universe for the month of May. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if that was the case. Also let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the video, if something resonated. I always like to read your comments, and I will try my best to reply to them as soon as possible. And yeah, thank you so much for being with me today, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye. Hi group 3, and welcome to your reading. So let me just put your malachite here to the side, and let's see what's on your first card. Okay, so the first card for this general prediction for the month of May is the Queen of Wands, which is a very, very strong figure. And the Queen of Wands is someone who really is able to balance the fact that she's very strong and determined, and the fact that she's very nurturing at the same time, which are abilities of some of the other queens from the other suits of cards. But this one is a very, very special one. She is, and usually when this card appears in a reading, this really makes you think whether there is a strong female figure who is kind of influencing your life right now. Someone that is close to you maybe, or this could also be someone who you're going to meet during the month of May. So if this is the case, you may want to listen carefully to what she is telling you. Maybe she is encouraging you to do something. Maybe she is helping you on achieving a certain goal. And if that is the case, you should definitely listen to her or to that person. But of course, never follow what someone says blindly. Always keep in mind that you can have your own opinion and you can decide your own things. It's just that there might be someone that you're going to meet or that is going to be very present in your life in May that is going to help you and encourage you to do something that you want to do. Or it could be, and usually in some situations this happens, that the personalities that appear on the cards could be either from someone that you meet or someone that you know. They could also represent yourself. So if that is the case, then this is an indication that you are strong enough to do whatever is necessary to move forward or to achieve a certain goal or to take a certain action in your life. We're going to find out more on the next few cards that I'm going to draw. But this is definitely a sign that you are able to do whatever you want to do. So now I'm just going to grab the Everyday Witch Tarot, which is the one that I'm using today, to see if we can get any more messages. Okay, we have 2 cards already. Let me try to get another one, because I am feeling that we need, yeah. So let me just put this one right here. So you have the King of Pentacles, the Sun card, and the 6 of Pentacles. So let me just get them straight, or at least as much as it's possible. So the King of Pentacles. So that it's always interesting when you have 2 court cards next to each other, and in this case, the King is facing the Queen, but she's almost like, I don't want to listen to you. So usually kings are all strong male figures, but that doesn't mean that this card can't represent a woman. Although that's not very common to happen. So just keep in mind that if what I'm going to describe is really resonates with someone that you know that is a woman, just don't take that out as a possibility, because it's not just because there is a man on this picture that it's going to be a man for sure. So if this card stands for yourself, I think that just indicates that your focus right now is on money and success and your career, for example, which I think it definitely makes sense because of the Six of Pentacles right there, which I will talk about in a moment. And I mean, being focused on success in your career and everything, that's not something bad. It's just that sometimes people want you to think that that's bad, but or at least some people do, but it's not. It's just that you should be careful not to let your drive and your focus on achieving that sweeps you away in a sense, and it kind of takes your focus from all the other things in life that are important. But I do feel here that to most of you, I mean, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for all of you, of course. I can't get enough of saying that. But I do feel a little story here, which I'm gonna tell you anyway, because it might be important for some of you. And I was just thinking whether I should tell that story or not. But I feel like for some of you, the situation here is that this queen represents yourself, and this king either represents someone else that is kind of telling you, I have this for you and I can offer you all the success and money and whatever, and it's a great opportunity or something like that. Or this could be just metaphorical and this person does not exist and is just a certain situation or something that is kind of calling you in a sense. But this Queen of Wands is showing you that you are able to either to kind of know what you want, and if you want to accept that help from that king, you should take it, but not to take it blindly, to pay attention and to understand that you should not put all your focus on one thing, and keeping things balanced in a sense. So moving forward, you also have the Sun right here. There is not much that I can say about the Sun. What I can say is that it's pretty much the best card you can get in tarot. It's just a happy card overall, a very beautiful and full of energy card. And it usually also indicates some kind of success. So that really makes sense here with the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. I really see a lot of success coming your way in the month of May. But what I also feel is that you can't let yourself be swept away by that success and those infinite possibilities that are going to present to you. You need to be strong enough, like this Queen of Wands, to understand that you can accept what has been given to you, but you also have to keep in mind that you have to stay with your feet on the ground, just like here the King of Pentacles. Then you also have the Six of Pentacles right here, which is all about giving and sharing with other people. So if you have enough to spare, it is good to be generous. This could mean a lot of different things, of course, but it is what I'm feeling with that card, which is you might have something in a bigger quantity, let's say, and the universe is just telling you that it's going to help you if you share, if you are generous. So maybe there is someone around you that is going to help you, someone around you that is going to ask you for help or assistance in a certain way. I'm not 100% sure whether that is going to have to do with money, but if so, May is definitely going to be the time for you to give back to people, to give back to your family if that's the case, to give back to your community, your friends, your partner. If we are talking about money and if this situation is resonating to you, of course. If that's not the case, then perhaps it is the other way around. Maybe you are the one in need for some kind of help, but maybe you're too proud to take it. And this could be also the situation that I was just kind of mentioning here, because as you can see, the king right here is offering something, but she's turning her back to it. And maybe someone is going to offer you help in a certain situation, or to help you get a certain thing that you really wanted to, but you are a bit too proud to accept that help. And maybe you should just accept that help and understand that people sometimes are there to help you, and they genuinely want to be part of your success. And remember that giving is a cycle. People give something to you, and then it's going to be your turn to give something to someone. So if you take help right now, you can always pass it on to someone else when things get better for you. So accepting assistance it's not something bad. So if that's the case, just take that person's help, because that person is always also going to be happy to help you. And I think that these are the main messages that the universe wanted me to pass on to you regarding the tarot cards. So now I'm moving on to the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And I'm going to see what other messages we can get. Okay, we have one already. And we have another one. Let me just put this straight, more or less, at least. So we have To Be Fair, and we have Why. So this card right here, To Be Fair, is all about, like it says here, justice, something being fair, and something being balanced, because there's also a scale right here if you can see it. So this could mean that regarding the rest of your cards, this could be the universe really highlighting the fact that there is nothing bad on accepting someone else's help to achieve a certain thing, because it could be that there is, at least that's what I can see from this card. So in some situations, it could be that there is mutual benefit here. So if someone is trying to help you achieve something, then maybe that person has something to win from that. So keep that in mind. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't accept that help. It just means that you have to pay attention to if there's something for you to lose from that, or I don't know. It's just a card for you to pay attention to your surroundings, and to not accept a certain opinion or help or whatever completely blindly. So it's just for you to be aware of things. And then you also have this card right here, which says Why. Honestly, this is a very interesting card for you to get, and let me tell you why. I can't remember the last time I saw this card. So if this card is here, it's definitely for a reason, because it's not usual that this card comes up in a reading, to be honest. And I think I've never said this before, but I don't think I ever saw this card on a reading. And if I did, it was a long time ago. So there must be a very strong reason for it to be here on your reading today, group number 3. And mostly this is not about asking a lot of questions, it's mostly about the power of knowing the why certain things happen. So there is a great power in understanding what you are doing right now and what is happening. And this card is here to ask you to be very clear about why are you thinking about what you're thinking right now. Because I am pretty sure that after everything that I said on this reading, there is a certain thing or a certain situation that you have in mind. And this card is here to ask you, why are you here watching this reading? Why are you receiving these messages? And I feel like if you're here, you are looking for a specific answer. And what this card is doing here is to let you know that knowing your why is the answer, is the key to all your questions right now. When you are clear and aware of why you are doing a certain thing, your intention will be almost like a manifestation magnet, because whatever you're thinking about and whatever you're manifesting, you know why you are doing it. And sometimes you say you want this and you want that, you want to achieve this or you want to achieve that. But if you don't know your why, if you don't know why you want that, then it's not going to be easy to manifest that certain thing into your life. So motives really define what you are going to experience in life. So when you think about something, when you think about what you want in your life, feel it and almost act and live as if it's already happening, because that is going to help you understand why you want it. And it could even happen that there's something that you thought you really wanted for years and you start thinking about it and why you want it, and then you're like, do I actually want it? And maybe you come to the conclusion that there is something else that was behind that goal that you had that is actually more important. So I think you're here today watching this reading because you are searching for your why and because you need to know your why. But I can't tell you that. The universe can't tell you that. No one can tell you that, group number 3, only yourself. So maybe take the month of May to think about your why, about why you want certain things in your life. And I think a lot of answers are going to come to your mind. Maybe start journaling or asking questions to yourself from time to time and trying to understand why you want certain things, because I think that's going to take you really far, group number 3. So, although this is not a love reading, I brought the Whispers of Love Oracle deck because if you've been watching my channel, you know that the next reading is going to be a love reading. It's going to be your monthly predictions for May, but related to your love life, which is going to come out next week if everything goes to plan. But on the general reading, I always like to give you an idea of what's about to happen in love on the next month. Just for you to have an idea if you were also thinking about that, and just to get it clear in your mind if you are maybe interested on listening to next week's reading, or if you think it's not something that you're interested on hearing. So let me just grab this card right here. So, okay. So you have like attracts like, and you also have speak the language of love. Okay, so like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. Okay, so maybe there is a certain situation in which you feel like your partner is not giving you enough attention or enough love or enough caring words. And this card is just telling you that you shouldn't wait for him to tell you those things. Maybe tell those things to him, or maybe demonstrate more love to him. Or if you feel like you're already doing that, then maybe it's time for you guys to have a conversation on your love language. Because here you also have speak the language of love. So maybe you are not communicating well enough. Maybe you still don't understand what is the love language of each of you, because sometimes people don't really like talking a lot. And if you are one of those people that really needs to hear things, and things are said clearly, I mean, maybe you think the person doesn't love you that much, but the person sometimes really does, and it's just not their way of expressing love. There are a lot of ways to express love. Of course, don't mistake this by people that are not interested in you, because you will see and you will understand if you look clearly and closely, if a person is just not comfortable to say a lot of things like this, or if the person is just not interested on saying those things to you. You will spot the difference, I am 100% sure. Yeah, this card is also all about that, about speaking the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So I think that you really need to work on your communication in your relationships, group number 3. So lastly, and because it's getting a little bit dark outside earlier than I expected, and because the weather is a bit weird today, I am going to try to finish it as quickly as possible so it doesn't get too dark. This stuff that I just showed you is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. I bring this deck every single time on the general monthly predictions. That's because I think it is very important to focus on self-care and to being aware of what could help you with self-care. So for today, you have sweet treat and pleasure. So, I mean, I said for today, but yeah, for today's reading, you have this, but this is going to be for your month of May, of course. So, yeah, this is a bit weird. Yeah. No, I think it's more or less okay. So, sweet treat. Maybe the month of May is going to be time for you to, maybe if you've been on a diet, or if you've been avoiding eating sweets, then if during the month of May for some reason you really feel the need to eat something sweet, don't keep yourself from doing it, because I think and I feel like no diet goes a long way if you keep yourself from every single pleasure in life in terms of food. There's nothing bad about eating a slice of cake, but there is something bad about eating a slice of cake every single day. So don't mistake doing something every single day by doing something once in a while. So maybe it is the case that it's going to come the time in May that you really want a sweet treat, and maybe you will really want to bake something. So if that's the case, go for it. If it's not about sweet treats, and if you don't really want to eat candy or anything like that, then maybe it's time for you to try to bake a healthy dessert, maybe. So that could be something for you to keep in mind for the month of May. And then you also have pleasure. I think from the image you already can say a lot and you can tell a lot. So maybe that's something that you should focus on during the month of May in terms of self-care. maybe you were not experiencing a lot of pleasure lately, or you were not too focused on that. And this is just the universe giving you that hint for you to maybe get into it a bit more during the month of May. Okay, so I'm gonna end the reading right here. I'm sorry for being too fast now towards the end, but I didn't really want to do this reading while everything was very, very dark. But yeah, despite that, I really hope you liked the video. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up if that was the case. And also let me know in the comments down below if something resonated. Let me know your thoughts about this reading. I always like to read your comments, and I try to reply to them as much as I can. Yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.